So I've been thinking about this for a little while, and I didn't want to make a video about it because I don't want to make content around dealing with whataboutism, which you'll understand in a moment. But it's just been nagging on me, so let's do it. So I read a post. I read a lot less than I used to. I don't read Law Enforcement Today at all. I haven't been on InfoWars in a long time. I'm starting to pull away from that. The only reason why I looked at that stuff was after Charlottesville, I started to realize that, white supremacy is in the police. You start looking at police blogs, which a lot of it's blocked. But you can look at the forums and you can put two and two together. There is some real nastiness. There's some real viciousness in law enforcement, and it's full on display there. Now, me doing temp work, I work around rednecks. So I know what it's like to deal with white people who aren't from Charlotte, who have no people they know, probably of color, they have to deal with other than at work. So they're out of touch with you. They don't know much about you. They don't care. It's all outsider stuff, really. So when you have these police shootings, and the people you deal with, people that do the shootings are not from Charlotte, have no connection to Charlotte, you understand better. I read on Cedar Post, this guy was talking about how now they want to kill one of us. They want to kill a cop in Charlotte. That's the point of this video. The last policeman to die in Charlotte was in 2011. I think it was February 2011. Fred something. He was a SWAT team officer. He had a flashbang. He was negligent. Long story short, it blew up and killed him. Off duty. It's almost a decade ago. The last policeman to be killed was like 2007. So the last policeman in Charlotte to die of an attack was over a decade ago. Well, I mean, I'm not saying there aren't people that want to fuck cops up. I mean, there are people who, I think there was somebody backed up and crushed a police officer. There was a police officer got shot, like 2016. Yeah, I was staying with my grandfather. I was on the road. I remember that. The policeman got shot, but he responded to something that was already going on. He got shot in the vest, and he survived. There's people out here doing violent things, and when you interfere with their violent activities, you get hurt. So where I'm going with it is, there's no evidence that someone's just trying to cold-bloodedly kill a police officer. There just isn't. You guys stand for something, and you've made it very clear that you're out of touch with reality. That these are officers operating from a siege mentality. That because they're protesting the status quo, that means they hate police, which isn't true. It's just not. It's kind of like if someone's trying to fight my friend Denzel, and then I get involved, and I'm like, you can't do it. And then I turn around and say, well, they hate me. No, they don't hate me. I happen to be there. I'm in the way. Nothing personal. You know what really gets me, though? I'm going to end it here. I don't know if this makes sense or not. Most of the line of duty deaths of police officers, what they call line of duty deaths, have been due to COVID-19. Haven't been due to the shootings. Haven't been due to people actively trying to kill cops. It's been due a disease that their president openly admitted that he doesn't care. He didn't want people to panic. He sees himself as a cheerleader, and which this is the danger of free market capitalism is you don't get legitimate government. You get someone, I've never heard the word cheerleader, but you get a person who just sees it like, I'm gonna let corporations and billionaires do whatever the fuck they want, and I'm gonna stand back and let it happen. That's to me what conservative government's all about. You have Trump to blame. Nobody else. but you want to make it about people on the streets. You know, I could do a video going for hours about this, but it's just, I just realized these cops are 110% operating outside of reality. They have a siege mentality. They hate the future. They hate anybody that they don't understand. That these white men have an ideology that they wish to present to the world, and the world doesn't want it. And so the world has lost its mind. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. Then they're talking about cancel culture. America's always had cancel culture. Anybody remember the Lavender Scare? Firing gay people? I think that was the original cancel culture, wasn't it? If you were gay, you got fired. Black folks couldn't get jobs. Black folks couldn't live in certain areas. Wasn't that cancel culture? Oh, I'm sorry, my fault. That's something different. You had no problem with it as long as you saw there was some perceived benefit. There's no more benefit, now you jump ship. America's always had cancel culture. I mean, there's plenty of stories about gay men that have been blackmailed, blackballed. Plenty of cases that didn't happen long ago. Probably I could find something in the 80s or stuff like that. People got fired for being gay. Yep. That was okay, right? Just, you know, see the post just reminds you, just helped me understand the double standard, and that everybody doesn't want society to get better. Some folks just want status quo. Like, even when they're slow to change of anything, and if they get angry from any kind of change, it doesn't have to be bad change, but they don't like any kind of change. Thank you for listening.